For thousands of years, one structure has stood as the ultimate symbol of human ambition and ingenuity, the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's one of history's greatest and most enduring engineering puzzles. So let's dive into this and really try to figure out how they did it.
Okay, right off the bat, let's just get one thing straight. The story of the Great Pyramid isn't about lost technology or some kind of help from another world. This is a story about human intelligence, incredible organization, and just plain, sheer determination.
So here's our game plan. We'll start by looking at the pyramid as an engineering marvel. Then we'll explore why it was built in the first place. After that, we'll try to quantify the incredible challenge they faced, see how the ancient builders actually pulled it off, and finally, we'll talk about its lasting legacy.
First things first, let's really establish what we're looking at here. The Great Pyramid isn't just a giant pile of rocks. It is an absolute masterpiece of ancient skill.
This colossal structure was built for the pharaoh Khufu, way back in the Fourth Dynasty. And the thing that still blows engineers' minds today is this unbelievable combination of just enormous size and meticulous, hair's-breadth accuracy.
So, why go to all this trouble? Let's talk about the purpose that drove this whole monumental project. Because, understanding the why is absolutely key to understanding the how.
You see, in ancient Egyptian belief, this was not just a tomb. It was basically a functional machine for eternity. Its job was to protect the pharaoh's body and guarantee his successful journey to the afterlife, which they believed was essential for keeping the entire universe in balance. So you could say the stakes were pretty high.
And this brilliant design didn't just pop up out of nowhere. No way! It was the result of centuries of trial and error. Egyptian builders started with these flat-top tombs called mastabas, then they started stacking them to create the Step Pyramid. They even had some learning experiences, like the Vent Pyramid, before they finally perfected the true smooth-sided form that we see at Giza.
Okay, now let's try to get a real sense of the engineering challenge they were up against. I mean, the numbers here are just mind-boggling.
The pyramid is built from an estimated 2.3 million stone blocks, and some of these weigh several tons apiece. Just try to imagine the logistics of quarrying, moving, and then placing that many stones. It's an absolutely staggering amount of material.
When it was finished, it stood about 146 meters, that's 481 feet tall. And get this, for over 3,800 years, it was the tallest thing ever built by human hands. That record stood until the Eiffel Tower was built in 1889. I mean, what an almost unimaginable reign.
But this is where it gets really crazy. Let's talk about the precision. The base is a near-perfect square. Just look at those lengths. Over a distance of more than 2 football fields, the difference between the longest and shortest sides is less than 20 centimeters. That's just astonishing.
And it gets even better. The corners, they are almost perfect 90-degree right angles, with a teeny-tiny margin of error of just 0.02%. And remember, they achieved all this without lasers, without GPS, without any modern computers, just pure skill and meticulous planning.
And on top of all that, the entire monument is aligned to the cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, with incredible precision. And this wasn't just for show. For the Egyptians, this astronomical alignment was critical. It literally plugged the pharaoh's eternal home directly into the cosmos, making sure his journey to the stars was a success.
So this is the big question, right? How on earth did they do it? Let's get into the methods they used and maybe debunk a few myths along the way.
Now, for a long time, the popular image was of thousands of slaves being whipped and forced to build the pyramids, but modern archaeology tells a completely different story. Evidence from the workers' villages shows these were skilled laborers who were organized, fed, and housed by the state. This was a national project, a triumph of administration and teamwork, not just brute force.
And they followed a really clear, logical process. It all started with incredibly precise surveying of the Giza Plateau. Then came the quarrying and transport, then the actual construction using these massive ramps. Now, archaeologists still debate what the ramps looked like. Was it one long straight one or maybe a more complex internal spiral ramp? But either way, it was an engineering marvel. The final step was placing these smooth, white casing stones that would have made the entire pyramid just gleam in the sun.
And this really shows the builder's genius. They didn't have some secret, mysterious technology. Their toolkit was simple but incredibly effective. Copper chisels, stone hammers, measuring cords, and plumb bobs. Their success came from how they used these simple tools with incredible skill, patience, and ingenuity.
So what is the ultimate legacy of this incredible structure?
I mean, why are we still so fascinated by it thousands of years later?
Well, the wonder of the Great Pyramid is really captured by its incredible contradictions. As one source puts it so well, it is massive yet exact. It is ancient yet carefully engineered. It was built with simple tools, yet it reaches standards that remain impressive even today.
Ultimately, the Great Pyramid is so much more than just a tomb. It's a timeless testament to human potential. It shows us what's possible when people come together with a shared vision, expert planning, and the ambition to create something that will last for eternity.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating question. You know, when you see the sheer genius behind the Great Pyramid, it makes you wonder, what other incredible achievements of the ancient world have we completely underestimated?